Okay, so I'm gonna close the bin off and I'm gonna dump this stuff in. I'm gonna grab a cell phone. Where is it? Probably in my van still. Just want to get a picture of the back. Okay, so bin is pretty full. There's still lots of gaps because it's easy to put 500 pounds in there or more, but I don't have the small stuff that I need. Okay, so that's gonna be my load. Okay, it's a little bit off the rails, so I'll have to just turn the wheel a little bit on an angle like this. And it just puts a roller right on. See the gap there? Changed the gap already. What's happening here? So it goes to 2 locking pins on each side so the bin can't fall off. So I have to have the bin forward all the way, otherwise it could fall off. I haven't noticed bin for a while, just okay. So we're gonna get ready to dump this here, so stand by for a minute. Gonna warm up for a couple minutes. Looks a little wet here, maybe. Can't tell. Can't tell. Might be a little bit wet there. Well, it's dry, but something looks funny there. But but there's nothing there that will leak in that spot, so probably just like an oil stain or something. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay, stay tuned. We'll let you know what it weighed and paid. Okay, we're cruising. Temperature is still below normal, which is good. So far temperature's good. We're not too far from the scrapyard now. This is the road we take. We'll show you a few sites around this area here, what we have in this area here. That's the garbage transfer station right there. They got pallet recycling here. They buy certain size pallets, these guys here. This is one scrapyard. Right there's the scrapyard. They pay $4 a pallet, but it's got to be a certain size. There's another scrapyard right here. This is where they're putting a new bridge. Gonna go through there, new bridge. Those are pillars. That's gonna be one continuous beam. It's a big distance there. Concrete beam. This is another yard here. There you can see the beams all here. As soon as these are prefab, they sit for around 30 or 45 days, whatever the cured time is. It could be like 30 days. Then they'll prefab beams on these long trailers and they'll install them. City's flagged it already. They were here yesterday, but this is going to be a hazardous waste cleanup now. There'll be a crew will come here, probably cost $10,000 to clean that mess up, because they got to do the ropes, right? That's how they do make the money. Okay, here's the yard. Radius Recycling. Okay, can't film anything beyond this yard. Okay, back to the scrap yard. I want you to guess what my load was. You guys are watching my channel steady and determine what do you think I had in there. I had a lot of material in there. You know, a fair amount of stuff there. And there was some heavier stuff in there. You don't see it. I know it's heavy because I'm carrying the stuff, right? A load like that usually to me would be around 2,700 pounds with that type of material in there. Not super stuffed, not too full. You know, maybe one or two appliances less. You know, so you know, usually creeps around anywhere from 2,700, 2,800. So a load should have been around 2,600. I kind of guess. You know, maybe 2,600 should have been the load, right? Anyways, I took the load back there, and this is what I got for that load there. Okay, tin, light iron, 2,060 pounds. You tell me a bin that size with that much material is only 2,000 pounds? That's just 1 ton? How's that possible? Like, I've been doing hundreds, well, I wouldn't say hundreds, maybe, you know, 100 to 200 loads in this, or, you know, under 300 loads of tin with this type of bin. You know, I originally went from here, Richmond yard, and I was getting the yards I took to Richmond. They were paying me around 32 to 3,500 pounds, but my yard is paying me around 2,800. So Richmond paid better, but then they started actually playing around. The weights seemed to be less, and they were taking money off also. So I thought there's some fishy there. I'm taking a heavy load there, thinking it's 3,500 pounds. It's like 2,500 pounds. I mean, like, come on, like, we know what's going on here. So anyways, it shows here, I'm not sure, I thought it was $4.50 a metric ton that they take off surcharge. It says $3.68 for the, is it $3.50 a ton? I'm not really sure. I thought it was $4.50. Anyways, I'm not sure about that part. So it's $150.82, $3.68 surcharge. But I thought the threshold was $4.50. I'm pretty sure that was, I think there's a mistake here also. I think originally it's $4.50 a ton. I have to confirm it, you know, maybe some other invoices and stuff, or ask Ken, maybe Scrap Bongo. But I watch guys on YouTube like Big Country Scrapper. He takes a small truckload. He's got like 600, 700, 800 pounds on a small truckload, or even maybe a little more, it depends. Right, we're talking about a fairly big bin, you know, you know, you would think the weight would be a lot more, right? I'm not saying this should be extremely heavier, but 2,000 pound to me is way low. And I talked to a guy who is a regular scrapper in a pickup truck. He said, yeah, something's wrong there. It's impossible. Should have been 2,600 minimum. There's 500 pounds missing from the weights off this bin here. Should have been 2,500 pounds. 2,600 is about why I guessed it, because even spring cleanup went a crappy load at 2,000 pounds. It was nothing like this. It was crappy, and it got 2,000 pounds, right? So I'm not saying everything was super heavy in there. There was appliances. There was a fridge in there. I stripped off maybe 50, 60 pounds of material. It's not like I'm taking a fridge, for instance, or something like a washing machine. You're only taking off maybe 15 pounds. You're not taking off 50 pounds off the washing machine. You know what I'm saying? So I say I probably stripped about 50 to 75 pounds off that load. A couple mortars. I had one, I took something else off there, you know, maybe 50 to 80 pounds, maybe 75 to 80. We'll just play like that. So, okay, I took a little bit off. I mean, wire, I'm taking the wire to there. It's only like a half a pound, 1 pound, maybe 2 pounds. Not like I'm taking 10 pounds of wire, right? Electrical motor is only like usually 8 to 15 pounds, right? You know, even if it took a compressor off, for instance, right? If a compressor is 20 pounds, it's not like the fridge is 150. 20 pounds is still, it's not like taking 50 pounds off, right? But anyways, you can give me your feedback. Every time I take my little red, I get like 700 pounds, no problem. 700 pounds. You know, and there's a lot of material in there. I could have made 4 loads out of little red, right? I would say 4 loads, no problem with what I had there. Judging by the appliances, the fridges and all that, and all the small stuff I had in there. I dumped a lot of small things that are, even the last bucket I dumped was about 40 pounds. It was just a small little amount of stuff, right? So, what's your opinion, guys? You think there's something weird going on? Should that only be 2,000 pounds? 2,060? Seems kind of pretty slim for me for a bin. If that's the case, well, is it worth scrapping? Not even worth picking stuff up. You know, I'm seeing guys pick up trucks. I'm saying maybe 1,000 pounds, and they're getting like 1,700 pounds. I'm judging by what I dump in my bin, but what the yards they're getting, it's like maybe my yards aren't paying, or their scales are out, or something's going wrong. The ones in America, it seems like they're taking, you know, truckloads of, you know, they got weight on there. Sure, they got fridges, they got stoves, other things in there, but they're getting good weight, like really good weight. You know, even I watch I forget the guy's name, but Okie Scrapper, for instance, like Okie Scrapper, he takes a trailer in there. He's got like 4,000 pounds of material. I mean, he's got a lot of fridges in there, but to be honest, the fridge is pretty bulky. 2 appliances will be more than a fridge, right? Well, it depends. Sometimes the fridge is hard to tell because they can be anywhere from 175 to 275, right? Depending if the big double doors, right? So it's hard to tell. I mean, he's got a big trailer, but you know. So I don't know, I'm just kind of wondering, it kind of makes you wonder, it's not worth taking this bin. People say, why don't you use your bin? Well, I've been avoiding to use the bin. That's why I didn't bother repairing it there, because I know every time I take this bin, it seems like the weight's not there. If I take the big white whale there, that thing, he seems to do good. I get like 3/4 of a ton, no problem in that van, maybe even a little more. Right, and there's lots of, I don't stuff it with small stuff like you see in my van here. There, I'll put a bunch of stuff here and a little bit of small stuff, and then I take a load. You know, so, you know, that I had about equal to 2 van loads. It should have been, you know, 1.5 tons, right? It should have been about 25, 2,600 pounds should have been my weight. not 2,000 pounds. So anyways, it's kind of my dilemma here, right? So, you know, don't expect me taking this bin out too often, because it something doesn't seem right there. Anyways, like I say, I always did better. Maybe they have overhead cameras with AI technology where they can nitpick your load and take stuff off as you're rolling through there. There's cameras as you're rolling through, and they see your load. If I had the load covered, which my tarper's kind of screwed, then they wouldn't be able to tell what the weights are. They couldn't judge you. I could have nothing in there. You know what I'm saying? That's why with vans, it seems like vans produce more weights, and even pickup trucks too. I see. Well, I see it on YouTube. I watch hundreds of YouTube scrappers. So many out there. There's another new guy out there, Scrap and Grind, I think it's called, or something like that. And you know, I see what his loads are. You know, but anyways, that's why I separate the HMS too, because the HMS, you know, is obviously heavier. 3 HMS in there, but you know, the dilemma is the loads aren't paying off, so there's no point putting HMS in there. I'm losing money anyways. I get paid more, but. So what do you guys make your guess, guys? What do you think that load is worth? You can watch my videos back last week. I've been putting stuff in there all the time, and I've been street scrapping stuff, picking stuff off the street and putting it in a bin directly. You know, you're not seeing all of it. You're seeing stuff I find, but it's going in that bin. You know, one guy called me an idiot. Well, he said something, a bad comment. Well, if I get bad comments, people say stupid shit, I just delete them completely from my channel. They can't make a comment there, because, right, I'm just providing, you know, this is entertainment for myself. It's for my family as I get older, or say I die off, they can see what I did and have memories, right? So generally it's entertainment for myself. I enjoy doing it, but you know, there is clowns out there to give you stupid comments. So if you make a stupid comment, I'll just delete you for making comments straight out. Anyways, it was a sucky load. I mean, I'm saying it should have been 2,500 minimum. 2,500. If it was 2,600, I would accept it, say that's about right. But 2,000 pounds, no way. That's even. I had one guy there. He knows me. He saw my load, and then he says, "Well, it's 10." I said, "Well, look, it's a whole truckload. Look how big it is." And then he says, "Yeah, 2,000 pounds." He said, "Oh no, there's something wrong there," because these scrappers scrap every day. Like, I know my bin really good. You know, I know what materials, how many appliances I put in there, so I know what the weights, kind of how they work out, right? Sometimes I have appliances in the bottom, or if I have 2 big fridges, my weights are usually lower. When I have bigger like appliances in general, stuff them, and double stack a bit and put a bunch of small stuff, then the weights get higher. But this was an overall weight, should have been, like I say, a little higher. But anyways, people are gonna whine and say I'm a whiner, but hey, when you're going out there running around spending, you know, $8 a gallon for fuel, you know, you're cleaning streets up. It's not just scrap. You're cleaning streets up. You're doing people a favor. You're picking stuff up for free. So you know how it is, right? You're trying to get every penny you can out of your work, right? That's why for me to take $2 a wire and spend 15 minutes, well, not worth it, but it's just something a little extra I can, you know, get out of my load. You know, that $2 adds up to maybe $50 in a week time or 2 weeks, right? You see my wire. I dump a load. My last wire load was $50. That was maybe just over a week of wire. When you start taking stuff apart, you know, it does add up. So same with these stereo things. A lot of them, they throw them to shred. Well, I take the transformer off. I take the aluminum, the plates off, and some of the e-waste electronics, some of the copper spools. You know, this is where you're gonna make the extra money. But you know, when you're stripping something out, you're only taking off 5 or 10 pounds. You still have 30 pounds of material. So people say, well, you're stripping everything out. Well, sure, I'm stripping some things out, but it's not incredible weight. It's 5% weight or less off of a 2,000 load. Yeah, about 5%, 2,000 pound load. So 50, 60 pounds, right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit of ranting and raving, but that's how it is, you know, in this business. You know, they do screw up so many times. I'm not blaming the weight person, because the weight person just sits there and I don't think they do nothing. So the overhead camera is just the AI or whoever's, you know, all they have to do is get one guy sitting in a booth, and all he does is look at a load and say, okay, well, I'm taking 200 or 300 pounds off automatically. Then the yard's taking stuff off too. It's simple, man. Once you're rolling on a scale, that camera already sees everything, 90% of your load before you're... That's why when I looked at a load, it's say 800, and all of a sudden it's well, when I'm weighing out, so I'm saying it jumps up 40 pounds. And if I go on a scale, it's 800, and it's down 40 pounds. So it's down 40, all of a sudden, and when you weigh out, it's higher, you know, it goes higher. So, like, they're getting you 40 pounds guaranteed every time in and out on... I noticed on Little Red, I was losing 40 pounds all the time. Big truck, obviously, it's a write-off. Van was pretty good, actually. Van had lots of good weights in there, and I didn't have a crazy amount of stuff in there. Just, you know, one row of appliances and some small stuff, and a bunch of stuff jumped on top, and I was getting like 1,800 pounds. I almost got a ton out of that van. So, you know, anyways, you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.